What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 163 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex, and today it's a double header against Shakhtar in the Champions League. If you missed last episode, it was an international episode. I recommend you go watch it. There was two pretty decent games today. We're going to be kicking on, I guess, with the club campaign. Of course, the Champions League so far, been a bit of a mixed bag for us. We did get that draw against Bayern. However, a win against our Bucharest has really helped us out. And because of the way the fixtures work, and because of the fact we play Shakhtar twice today, there is an outside chance that with 2 wins, we could actually secure ourselves a spot in the knockout round with 2 games to spare, which would be really, really impressive if we could do just that. But no, this is going to be a tough challenge. Shakhtar, they're an okay team. They've kind of fallen a little bit off the pace, perhaps. Their best player here, Carlos Lagos, is a decent player, though. He's kind of a Chilean centre-mid playmaker with some good capability and definitely the player to keep an eye out in their team. In terms of our squad, just one injury to tell you guys about going into today's game. In fact, it's not even an injury, it's a suspension. It's to Ramadan Mustafa, 27 years old, 107 caps, was of course on international duty, as were a fair few of our players, and unfortunately he is suspended following the red card in the game that we played last time in the Champions League against Bayern. There are a few other injuries to Berger and Thiago, but they're not kind of as bigger a deals, I guess you could say. In terms of our team, you'll notice a lot of the players have been resting. The reason for that being is they have been on international duty. We did have one game since the international duty, and that was against Lincoln Redimps in the Primera Division. For this game, I vastly rotated the squad. You'll notice that most of the players aren't players who aren't starting today. One player worth noting about is this guy, Lucan Veronese. A good player, a player who I signed as a goalkeeper. And I'm really hoping he's going to do something for us. I mean, if we look at his report here and just change it quickly to someone with good judging potential, you can see he's got some pretty good potential ability. It's worth noting that Ludwig Jung has 2 stars, so if he can get to 3.5 stars, that's a pretty good goalkeeper we'd have in this guy, Veronese. And he's a player who has 20 determination, he has some good ability. He's been playing for the Italian under-21 squad a fair bit, and I think we're going to start playing him more and more frequently in our league games, certainly at least half of them, just to help him develop, because I don't feel like there is a long-term solution in terms of a signing I can make to kind of replace Ludwig Jung. And so I feel like kind of the best scenario is going to be here with Luca, just to give him first team football and hope he can develop with that. But anyway, in terms of our team for today's game in the Champions League, of course, it's a strong 11. It's pretty much the team that you may expect, I guess, in a lot of ways. I guess Thiago's injury, the only real exception to that. Looking at the team, Ludwig Jung in goal, the Swede between the sticks, 32 years old. A good goalkeeper for us, perhaps got a point to prove for a few doubters amongst us. Left back we go with Murphy Kabasele. At right back we have, of course, the Ukrainian Gaiganov. What a player this guy is. Incredible mentals. Great defensively. Great physicals as well, really. 28 years old. Been a great player for us for a long time. Of course, in the centre defensive position area, Mustafa's out, so Jorge Assad has a new defensive kind of compadre in the form of Gary Horst today, the national team captain. A good player. Of course, this is his 2nd spell here at Gibraltar Apex. We sold him to the Gibraltar Lions side some years ago now for £1 million. We re-signed him for a £170,000 release clause. He's not played too much for us, but he's going to get a chance today with Mustafa being out. In the midfield, we're going to be playing Gilvan in the centre mid-defend position. It's not the best kind of position for him, if I'm honest, but it is worth noting, you know, he can play this position fairly well. His inability, or rather lack of ability in the air with his heading and perhaps his tackling, let him down a little bit, but 13 marking's fairly decent for a player who is definitely better known for his kind of attacking capability, so he will be slotting in that deeper position for us today. Alongside him, we go with Volsky as our playmaker, 24-year-old Pole. Been a good player for us, not perhaps the player I was hoping he was going to be. We signed him, of course, 3 years ago now for £22 million. I thought he was going to be this titan of a playmaker. I feel like he's still got a little bit of a point to prove in that regard with the side, and I'm hoping he can do that for us today. He does have a 7.1 average rating in the 2 European games he's been involved in so far. Anyway, out on the left, we have Paul Smith. I don't know where that came from. He's 32 years old. He knows what's up. Really not deteriorating kind of physically, which is great to be able to say at the moment. Of course, that 18 natural fitness, I imagine, helping him out a ton. An experienced winger player we're going to be looking towards to guide the team today. Out on the right-hand side, we have Junior. Worth noting, he has gone into the Brazil squad, which is absolutely tragic. He was, I think, less than 2 years away from becoming eligible to play for Gibraltar, and I was getting my hopes up, but unfortunately, the 25-year-old is going to be playing for Brazil. He's a very good player, probably deserves to play for Brazil. I'm surprised he wasn't called up sooner, if I'm honest, and he will be out on the right for us today. And in the striker positions, we're going to be going with Sebastian Girard at centre attack in mid, and of course, the Belgian will be headed up and placed behind Mosca, who has been in fine goal-scoring form. I did mention a lack of injuries. There's one more that I've just remembered, and that is the fact that Doos has been out. He has a minor injury, actually resumes kind of training and will be back to full fitness in 1 day. You can see, look at his condition and such, just not quite ready for today's game, unfortunately, so we don't have him as an option. But really, looking for our team, it's a very good team, and I'm hoping it's going to give a good performance for us today. So anyway, let's submit this team. This is the first game, of course, against Shakhtar. We will have the second one following this one. There is a few weeks in between. We have got a few league games that are worth kind of bearing in mind. However, in this first game, we are at home. I'm hoping we can really kind of take the game to them, hoping that we can turn the screw and really apply some pressure, I guess, to Shakhtar. A win here would see us go 7 points kind of clear at the top alongside Bayern, who I'm kind of assuming are going to beat Steaua Bucharest. And that would leave both Steaua Bucharest and Shakhtar on 1 point each, because they drew against one another after their first 3 games. And because of the fact that Shakhtar are playing ourselves in the next game in this episode, and of course Bayern will therefore be taking on Steaua, we can really wrap things up here, but we still have to, not underestimate Shakhtar. Yes, they got beaten by Bayern Munich, but they are a very good side. And while they just had a very good opportunity there, a clear-cut chance, it was actually saved away by Ludwig Jung. So a good start to the game for him. Looking at possession early on, Shakhtar dominating it, 84%. That's not what we want to see. We really want to get a grip on this game if we can. And well, looking at it, we're starting to do just that. Starting to have a few more chances, starting to have a bit more of the ball, and we are on the attack here. Mosca running forward, can he squeeze it? And he can't. Bruno with the save. A little bit of an underwhelming finish really for Mosca, of course, a player who he's not been playing too much in the first team recently this year, really since the injury, and that was of course down to the fact that we had Doos and also Mosca had been out for a long time. With that leg injury that he had. I think it was a leg break, if I remember correctly. But either way, we're hoping that he can come into the squad today and hit the ground running. A player who definitely, once he's kind of on fire, performs well. And of course, he has been playing well internationally. I'm hoping for more of that from him today, as we do have a really good opportunity there. Paul Smith. The ball threaded through to him on his left peg. You'd back him to make something happen. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it there. I've just seen it in the other game. Okay, well, I was about to say Bayern Munich were losing against Steaua Bucharest, but they have just scored a second Bayern in the game. So it's now 1-1 in that match. And, well, we still fall behind Bayern on goal difference, unfortunately, right now. And, well, now normality resumed in the top right. Bayern 2-1 up after 35 minutes as Mosca. Nice run here, Fred through Girard, and that is a beautiful finish in off the post. Sebastian Girard and Mosca linking up expertly. Of course, 2 players known for their pace. Girard is absolutely rapid, and well, it's a lovely run that he makes on here. Mosca holds up the ball nicely, just threads it through, and well, the finish off the post was delightful. Mosca beats his men. Oh, it's a little back heel. It's so cheeky. And Girard just squeezes it in off the post. He sends the Gibraltar Apex fans into raptures behind the goal, and well, we're 1-0 up, and you'd have to say, so far in this game, we've probably deserved that. Sebastian Girard, an 8.5 rating for him. Mosca with a superb assist there. Love the cheeky back heel. Very happy with how things are going, boys. Keep it going in that second half. Hopefully we can have more of the same here. As we will obviously get straight into this. Not going to change the system. It's working well for us. I'm just hoping we can get a few more goals, get a little bit more clear. Unfortunately, Paul Smith not having the greatest game. No, neither is Gary Horst either, really, at centre-back, which is a little bit of a shame. Of course, with Mustafa out, he is the go-to man, but we have got some other options. Mind you, we are on the attack here. Girard, is he offside? He is offside. It was a great finish. Almost doubled his lead. It was a cross-in by Paul Smith. Girard just hammered it home. Unfortunately, the linesman's flag going to deny him there. Although with 25 minutes left, we're on top in this game. But now, well, the team from Ukraine, they're on the attack. We've given them a real opportunity. Gaiganov with an uncharacteristic error, giving them a chance. And there might even be another chance here as Shakhtar have the ball at the edge of the box. A free kick not dealt with. Lagos with an effort. The ball might still not be clear here as it's out on the right-hand side. Shakhtar coming alive. They whip the ball in. It's offside. We get let off the hook just a little bit there. I feel like I have to take off Gary Horst. He's really struggling. But before I can even kind of put that plan into action, there's another highlight. Mosca going to really try and chase this down. Fantastic work effort by him. forces Shakhtar to give away the ball. Now can we break? Girard out to Gaiganov, crosses it in, Mosca's there, save, Junior and Bruno, what a double save by him for Shakhtar. That was an incredible double save. Girard is really struggling for fitness. I'm going to have to take him off. I'm going to bring in Noel Rico. We have a few players struggling for fitness, which is a little bit of a concern. I can't really take off Girard, actually. He's playing too well. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take off Gilvan. We're going to bring in Joe Bouchard, get some experienced players in the team. I'm also going to take off Paul Smith, and we're going to give Magni a run out. Magni, of course, the Italian international who we signed this year to kind of be a competitor, I guess, to Paul Smith in that left midfielder position. He's not had a ton of opportunities, but he's performed very well when we have given him a chance. He's going to get a chance here now. Let's see what he can do. Well, that's a throw in from Gaiganov. Another mistake, but he does recover well, get back into position. Now with Girard, Mosca, Junior, can he score here? The Brazilian newfound international can't find the back of the net. Of course, hopefully with the confidence of having been called up for Brazil, he can really kind of use that as a springboard to kind of enhance his performances here at our club. Wow. Okay, this has been a pretty intense game to say it's only 1-0 right now. There's 8 minutes left. Shakhtar on the attack. We deal with it initially. A long shot. Young holds onto it. Nice and composed. We're in the 83rd minute here. We're on top, you'd have to say. Shakhtar, they've come into it in kind of spells. But we've had a lot of chances and kind of shots. We've not had a lot of highlights, though, which kind of concerns me a little bit. But we are on the attack here. Girard marauding through. Where's he going? He tries to thread through Mosca. It's intercepted. But Bouchard, the sub, of course, alongside Volsky, two great creative players there, linking up well. Girard should have scored. Magni maybe had a chance too. Bruno is having an incredible game here for Shakhtar. We've hit the woodwork once. We've had 3 clear-cut chances. We've had 6 half chances. And yet we only have 1 goal to our name. And, well, with 5 minutes left, I thought they were going to be on the attack. They've committed a lot of money forward here, Shakhtar. Zubko probably going to have to go. That could be a second yellow for him. It is. He is going to be sent off. He will not be in, of course, the next game. And we might even be able to score here. Mosca, a quick free kick. It was saved again by Bruno. And, well, you'd think now the 10 men of Shakhtar, surely they can't get anything from this game. We're still trying to apply the pressure. We're still looking for that second goal. Goal difference could be important if we were to draw against Bayern again. So we're going to try and score at every opportunity as Gaiganov has an opportunity here. Whips it in. Bruno holds on to it. And, well, we're in the 90th minute now. The extra time has not been announced. Shakhtar, they've been outplayed in this game, but they're still in it. And that kind of concerns me a little bit because it's not over until it's over. And while they are on the attack here as well, the ball through, and I mean, it's not over till it's over. We are going to rue the missed chances we've had. To be fair to Shakhtar, they've had 4 clear-cut chances of their own, but in a game that we've dominated at home, we might have just thrown it away and had to give it up the draw. Now, I know someone's going to write in the comment, Jack, you should have gone defensive for the last 5 minutes. I always feel like if you're in a game like this, when you're on top, when you're performing the better as the better team and you're having more of the ball, playing on defensive is the last thing you want to do. You want to seize the moment. I think that's going to be all she wrote. It is. It's going to finish 1-1 here at the Space Park. A disappointing result. Shakhtar just too strong for us. Girard unlucky. A point's not the worst result in the world. If we can beat Shakhtar in our next game against them, that helps us out an absolute ton. And actually thinking about it, that might be, in fact, that would be enough, I think, to guarantee us a spot in the next round of the Champions League, assuming Stown don't win. But it is going to be trickier away from home. Hopefully the players can give a much improved performance, perhaps take away a few lessons from this game, because it was bitterly, bitterly disappointing. Anyway, as I said, we have got a few league games prior to that Champions League game. It's on the 5th of November. It's going to be coming your way in just a second. I've got Manchester 62 and Leo to play through real quick. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, we're going to be back for the second game of this episode, hopefully getting a win finally over Shakhtar. Okay guys, so we are back here for the second game of today's episode. We're taking on Shakhtar away from home. And well, the reason that we are on this screen is because there is a plan B coming into action. We've tried the 4-2-3-1. It kind of worked, it kind of didn't. I feel like Du's now being fully fit. We have to try and get him in on the play. He's just such a good player for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring him in. We're going to play him alongside Mosca with Girard in behind. We're going to bring on the big guns in kind of this trio. Let's see what they can do for us. Elsewhere in the team, Bouchard comes in just to play the holding midfielder role with Volsky and Gilvan either side. But no, really, it's about getting these 3 guys and just seeing what they can do with it. Kind of the Duz, Girard, Mosca combo. In terms of the rest of our team, to be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. There's no injuries, which is always a nice bonus. Obviously, great to have Dues back. We've got options on the bench as well, in terms of we can, change the system quite drastically. We have, I'm going to actually have Rico, I think, although I could play Junior. At centre mid. The more I think about it. We don't need him. Right. I'm trying to think what we're going to do here on the bench. It's a bit of a weird situation because we've got Paul Smith who can play on the left, Junior who can play on the right and at centre mid. Rico can play in the centre mid and on the right. We don't need Skeffington and Graffite. I am going to bring in Horst on the bench there. And we kind of need another centre mid on the bench, but because of the fact Tiago's out and we're already playing with 3 centre mids, the only option I have is Gary. So Gary, I mean, you're getting on a little bit. You've lost your hair. You're 32. Show us what you can do, please. I'm well gutted at the fact that he's probably not going to get. He does have Gibraltarian nationality, but he has to live here for 5 years. I was about to say I'm a bit gutted he'll never play for the national team, but he won't play for the national team unless he's like playing when he's very old. But he's going to be on the bench for us today, and not a player who I expect to necessarily play in today's game, but he's an option that we have, if the situation comes to it. Either way, let's get into this game against Shakhtar. We're away from home. You can see that we've met them 5 times, 2 draws, 2 wins for us, 1 win for Shakhtar. A win here, I think, would guarantee us a spot in the knockout round, although we would have a game or 2 left that would decide our seedings. I probably wouldn't live com them, because really, you guys know, I know, the big aim for us this year is to try and win this competition. And at the moment, at least, with the exception of perhaps the last game, things couldn't be going any better. And, a win here, the job is almost done at that point. So that is really what we've got to go out and, try and make happen. Of course, there is a little bit of a break from this game until the next set of Champions League games, as there is an international break, which we do have a big game in, which if you watched last episode, you'll know the significance of. Moscow with an effort, saved away by Bruno. I'm really hoping he's not going to have the kind of game he had last time. We did actually hit the woodwork from that free kick too. But yeah, I'm hoping that Bruno isn't going to have a game like he did last time, because he was a pretty big problem for us. Of course, Mustafa back in the side. He served his suspension. He's done his time. And I'm kind of excited this game to see how Girard, Dues and Mosca play alongside each other. It's a system, this one, which we have used in the past. It's got us to a Champions League final before. I've kind of sacrificed it because we have some good players out wide, but I feel like we kind of want to have Dues and Mosca on at the same time for this game and see what they can do. As Dues comes bearing through, hits the woodwork again, I think. He did. Second time we've hit it already in this game, less than 10 minutes gone. We are not respecting the equipment and we don't give a damn. It's 0-0. Shakhtar on the attack here. Lagos whips it in. Gaiganov clears it. Now with Volsky and now, Mosca. Option out wide on the right. I assume that's Gaiganov. He does very well to keep it in, and even better to find Mosca with the pass. Can Mosca finish it? Of course he can. A narrow angle for the number 9, but he finds the back of the net. His 4th goal of the season. Gaiganov with the assist. And, it's 1-0 here, away from home. We've gone to the Ukraine. Shakhtar yet to have a shot on target. We're dominating possession, well kept in by Gaiganov, a great ball through, and Mosca's finish at the end of this, really not a bad one by any means, squeezes it in, inside the far post, a tight angle, a difficult finish. Often in FM you'll see players waste those kind of opportunities, not Mosca. He's found the back of the net there, and half an hour gone, we're on top, we are looking very good for our lead as well. Let's just hope that this game we can take a few more of the chances that come our way and really push this result beyond any doubt sooner rather than, never. Because, of course, last game we felt the price. We kind of paid the price, I guess, in a lot of ways for just not killing off a game. Either way, we're on the attack here. Cabasele crosses it in. It's cleared away, but only as far as Gilvan. Now with Gaiganov. 1 assist to his name already. Can he find the ball in? He can. Back post. Mosca's there. Hits the crossbar. The rebound goes in. We hit the woodwork for a 3rd time. We don't give a damn. It's 2-0. Mosca with the rebound. A nice finish. Gaiganov with the initial ball in. I don't think he'll get an assist for that because the initial effort was squandered. But, Mosca finding a turn of space. Heads against the crossbar, but he anticipates the ball to land. And, Bruno can't react. No one at the back line for Shakhtar reacted either. And, the tactical change to perhaps go with the 2 up front so far, kind of working in our favour. Of course, Mosca with 2, always good. And Dues alongside him, kind of keeping the Shakhtar defence busy. We did have a chance there against us. What's a nice save by Ludwig Young. Might still not be over here as Shakhtar on the attack. Around the edge of the box here, Lagos, Pavlov. out wide on this right-hand side. Can the ball find its way in? It's blocked away. Kabasele, he wins it. And, 2-0 at the break. It's a good first half performance. Really can't fault the boys so far in this game. Very pleased with how things are going. Hopefully we can just kind of keep it as comfortable as it has been in the first half. Stay solid at the back, of course. Keep the clean sheet. Retain this 2-goal lead. Maybe try and extend it if we can. Goal difference could become a factor. Just depending on how a few results go. Although it's unlikely, I believe, at this point because of that draw last game. But no, really, we're looking for goals. We're looking to try and make something happen here. And we're going to, well, perhaps have another chance here. Building from the back with Kabasele's throw-in. Unfortunately, Duz kicks it forward to the invisible man. And, we give away the ball there. And now Lagos, one of the big players of Shakhtar, passing it to Pavlov, who did cause us a few problems last game. And now Kovtun on the left-hand side. Shakhtar can't be underestimated. We need to stay alert to the threat here. As Pronin lays it inside again. And the ball kind of just been probed around the edge of the box. Santos on this right-hand side now. Got some reinforcements in the fullback. He'll pick him out. Lagos. Nice interplay here by Shakhtar. Is there an end product? There is. It's a lovely goal by them. Don't really like admiring an opposition goal against us, but we couldn't get near the ball. Shakhtar spread us wide. Found some gaps in our defence. The ball in was a nice one. And it was a really nice first-time finish. A little bit young. Not a lot he can do there. Mustafa just catches perhaps his man a little bit loose, but he was marking him fairly tightly. It was all about the ball in, really. Just played it into the space. Either way, we still are ahead in this game, and we have to remember that as we are going to be on the attack. Gaiganov, the right back, whips it in. Duz back post. It's a ballooning header, and he's coming back from injury. It's only his second goal of the season, which for a player who has the goal-scoring credentials of Walla Duz is a little bit disappointing. But it's good to see him on the score sheet again. Gaiganov with the ball in. Duz just heads it, and it's a looping header. Couldn't have placed it in a better spot. The keeper with absolutely no chance there. And, we reinstate our 2-goal lead, which is absolutely fantastic. Couldn't really ask for any more in this game. And, 23 minutes left. Let's just make it comfortable. Let's not concede immediately if we can avoid it. Young, what a save that is. For all the criticism he gets, he makes big saves like that one when it matters. Keeps the lead to 2. And now we just have to deal with this corner. Santos cutting inside. Hits it across. Kabasele alive to the threat. We might be able to counter now. Unfortunately, Lagos. Nice defending by him. And, we retain the 2-goal lead. And, we have a set piece here. Ball whipped in the area. How's it not gone in? Bruno with a great save. It's much like the last game in terms of the quantity of shots we're having. We've had a few quality chances as well. Just, unfortunately for us, perhaps the finishing hasn't been up to our usual standard. But, I say that. We've scored 3 today. And almost a 4th. Moscow perhaps should have done better there. 20 minutes left. Let's make some changes. Assad on a booking. Let's bring in Gary Horst for him. Kabasele on a booking as well, struggling a little bit for fitness. Let's bring in Skeffington. Dude's struggling for fitness. Let's bring in Rildo to play complete forward for us. Of course, Rildo, just a long-term servant of the club. A player who's kind of, for the last few years, really been a 4th-choice striker for us. But in these kind of games, he has a knack of coming on and scoring. And, let's see if he can make that happen again today. Skeffington, the sub. A little bit ambitious for a left-back to go on that kind of run and try the long shot, but I admire the ambition at 3-1. Set piece here for Shakhtar. Volsky heads it clear. Not entirely, though. Shakhtar coming forward again, although Volsky, the Polish player, he wants the ball, he's hungry for it, and now we look to attack Girard. Mosca on ahead, can't pick him up, but Bouchard, they're recycling the play. Mosca to Volsky, to Skeffington, options in the middle. Rildo's there. Girard is 2. It's a header for him. It's 4-1. It's comfortable. This is the result that the last game should have been. We've switched to the 4-2 or the 4-3-1-2. It's worked wonders today. Having 3 men in the box in this kind of situation is so nice. Shakhtar defence hasn't been able to deal with it. And Girard, what a header that was. If Duz's header was a good one, Girard's was equally as good, if not better. A similarly placed header. 4-1. Game over. Doesn't even matter if Shakhtar score now. And assuming that Bayern didn't lose to... who were they playing? As long as they didn't lose to Steaua Bucharest, the Romanian side, we are going to be going through after this game with 2 games to spare, which is absolutely fantastic. And you really can't say much more about this performance other than we want 5. Rildo, can he get it the sub? Unfortunately not. The angle was tight. It was a great initial ball through to Girard, although we might have another chance here. Rildo, can he get redemption? Can he score this time? He lays it off to Mosca. So unselfish there. It's a hat-trick for the man, the myth, the legend, the number 9. Missed so much of last season. He's come in today and he's got a hat-trick. Rildo, the Brazilian. What a pass this is. I thought he was just going to shoot selfishly. He lays it to his friend, his kind of national partner. And, well, it's a fantastic finish by Mosca, who gets his hat-trick. It's going to finish 5-1 here. Shakhtar, they've been kind of completely outclassed here. And, well, Bayern, I saw there, winning 5-0 against Steaua Bucharest. So I believe we've all but now booked ourselves a spot in the knockout round of the Champions League. Great achievement to do it this early on. It's been a comfortable campaign, really. Some tricky games, in truth. Perhaps in a slightly easier group than we've had in previous years. But, well, you have to make it count, don't you? And we have done here. 5-1 it's going to finish. Yeah, we're through because we've beaten Shakhtar on aggregate, and the head-to-head results are going in our favour. Steaua Bucharest can only get 7 points now. So ourselves and Bayern Munich comfortably finding our way through to the next round of the Champions League, which is absolutely fantastic with 2 games to spare. Couldn't have gone any better for us. That's exactly what I wanted. In terms of when we'll be back and what we'll be doing next episode, it's going to be a national kind of episode special. It's a big game for us. We're taking on Romania. It's just the one match we have. And win there, and we book ourselves a spot in the kind of Division A kind of tier in the European Friendly League, which would be an absolutely amazing achievement to try and make happen. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up all from me today. A great result, all in all. Perhaps the first game somewhat disappointing, but we made amends. We switched the game plan. It worked wonders. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, thank you so much for watching as always, guys. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.